So I was having a hard time doing the last thing, and I want to get the Royal Decree. Well, this one's pretty cool. I think the Royal Guard is sort of what we need. Upon dropping to 70% health, spawn 14 Royal Guard. These are incredibly powerful ants near your queen that lasts for 60 seconds. Additionally, empty nurseries will receive eggs, and all eggs will hatch for free for 5 seconds. Cooldown 300 seconds. I think that's a pretty cool ability. Let's try to get that one. If not, we'll do another challenge quest to actually beat this stupid thing here. Let's upgrade these now, because I was running out of food before. I'm going to upgrade all these. The thing is, too, is I think you need a lot of workers to actually supply the larva back to the main guys, too, when you're actually losing a lot of men. Okay, now these guys are all, like, pretty high level. Perfect. Okay, so these guys are all tier 3 except for this guy. We have a few guys here that are not tier 3, so let's upgrade these guys. See how much food. We still have some food left. We're doing fine. Little worms out there we can go grab. We're going to try this out with the Royal Guard. These are with the really powerful ants that hopefully will be able to protect our queen much better. We're also going to upgrade these guys too. We could try to max out our guys, but I'd rather upgrade than max out our population. We probably need actually some Royal Guard, just more workers if anything. To actually maybe 10 more workers to resupply the guys. Interesting, that one's not doing that. I have to demolish this and build a thing there so we can upgrade these around this hex. I want to easily just have like a lot of food though. I don't really want to mess around. Let's go kill this guy here. We're going to go kill this little worm guy over here, and then we'll be ready to start the number 3. So I think having the queen perks are just really good, or the abilities from the queen, so you can actually stall out when the wolf spiders attack. Like for instance, like everybody gets dazed for an X amount of time. I just think I don't know what the soldiers are going to do. I think the soldiers are going to be pretty awesome and just really do some just kick butt. We could build some workers back here maybe. Maybe a few more workers. I want to have 1,000 food just to not mess around, just to really kind of easily do this. But we will upgrade these ants because workers are really cheap to upgrade. Okay, so we're a little under 1,000 now. We have one little worm out here we want to get. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have our second group. We're going to pull everybody back to the queen. Well, really we want to have our one group up here to stall out. We have to have our primary group up here. Then we're going to have our secondary group and just see how well the Royal Guard do, because we will have some of these squirter guys just do pretty good. And then hopefully with our extra workers here, we'll be able to replenish the lost guys easier as they transport the larva from the queen. Okay, there we go. We'll try doing that. We're at 95. We could build out a few more workers if we needed to. But we're going to save our colony like as is. Now, when the waves, during the waves, let's pull all these guys back inside. I'm going to have 2 just sit here the whole time. I'm not even going to mess with it because our army should be really powerful now since we just upgraded everything. Just looking around to see if we can upgrade anything else. We have a few soldier ants that are a little bit lacking, but we have really powerful just shooter ants. And we could try to buff those if we need to, since we do have 60 more royal jelly. All of our guys are inside, so we're ready to begin the encounter.
The colony seems to have made
So hopefully these royal ants are going to really help out. There's really nothing. There's no micromanagement we can really do. Probably want to just stack these guys up here. So we have a ton of guys. We have like 60 guys up there, but then we have another 20 tier 3 squirters now. And then what will happen is if our queen drops, we'll get to hopefully see this royal guard, 14 royal guard ass whoopers really try to maul up the wolf spiders and stall it out for our tier dudes. So this will be the guys that are fighting the constant waves of guys that are coming in, and then these guys are going to help get rid of the wolf spiders because there's really nothing we can do. These guys, we can't drop aggro. We can't like drop these guys and pull them back. And these guys, as they pull back, they just start. We lose way too many guys.
The Rufa will be more aggressive. Our Raptors will need to put up a strong defense. Adding 20 Rufa ants.
If we lose again, we'll play one more challenge mode, and we will then get the last queen ability that, like, when she drops below 75, everybody gets stunned, which would really help too because as they're coming in, these guys will be dying, and they'll be pulling back. They'll be just spawning lower and lower, and so our colony will be swarmed by enemy ants. And all those ants will then be stunned. Let's take a look at that attribute. Oh, I think we can't purchase it. I'm sorry. We'd have an unlimited army. Should be pretty powerful.
Good.
All you need is food
Continue
then.
the experiment as before, but don't push the colony too hard.
See, that's the one I'm thinking of. Confuse the enemy for the entire underground, which is really powerful. See, this one's pretty powerful too.
40 Rufa ants.
Become invulnerable. We can get this one as well, if we need to. These are workers. Those are the soldier ants. Wow, look at this. Reduce physical damage by 50%. We're not losing any guys, since all of our guys are tier 3 now. What I notice is a lot of these guys, when they drop to tier 2 or below, like tier 1, they're the first guys to get targeted by the AI. And so you end up losing food more aggressively. So you want to... Upgrading in this game is more important than actually numbers, I think. Because having more powerful ants and investing into those ants is just more powerful. They become bigger, they become a lot tougher. If I hold the Alt key, it actually can show the HP. And I think they just have higher damage resistance and things. It just makes a lot more sense. Also at tier 3, they get like special abilities. Like these guys do splash damage. Like you can see all the splash damage that they do. See, we're just mauling them as they're coming in through the thing, and they can't all come in at the same time. I could go grab those seeds outside between the waves. I have done that in the past. I could just use my army, but it's too much of a pain. I gain, you gain about 100, but you lose like 3 or 4 guys in the process because just from the lag of the pheromones, like pulling the guys back into the base.
Now, let's see how they handle the Rufa and the Fuska invaders.
We really don't care about any of these waves until the wolf spider thing happens, because that's the most challenging part. That's when our queen gets served, because you can tell like we're doing an excellent job just holding these guys off. And we have those extra worker ants, like I said, which are supplying fresh eggs when the crap does hit the fan. Delete that waypoint. We just lost a guy there, so...
A wonderful victory on 2 fronts.
Like I said, if we lose this one, we might
should
get the
try
queen
3 colonies
the second
this time.
wind. No,
Introducing
not the second wind. The
30
days.
of
We want something that days everybody.
and raptor ants.
It's a huge cooldown though when she does drop. So when she would drop to 75%, she just confuses all the enemies inside the colony. I'm just looking at our army total. We just lost a guy there. And some of these guys are not tier 3, and those guys might be the guys that are dropping. You see,
A marvelous victory.
so I think we're coming on to the final wave now. And we've lost about 100 soldiers. And after the battle, we go pick up these seeds if we need to.
I wonder how long they will survive against a sustained flow from all 3 colonies.
So this is the final wave we need to
Let's
survive
see.
against. And when the beetle comes in, we have all of our guys here to sort of, again, zerg the guy down. I'm hoping this strategy works. Again, it's just about having enough resources and have enough guys. Unfortunately, you just have to play the missions. I had to do 2 challenge missions to get all the resources I needed. I'm sure if I had maybe had this Royal Guard, I wouldn't need it.
My intrepid eruptor.
I upgraded these guys. Here's the beetle. I usually lose. I usually lose 10 guys when the beetle attacks. So see, I lost about 10 guys there. So we need to have. So the beetle dropped real quick, but you see, but I'm losing guys. We want to see this number pick up, and it is. It's going back to max, and those guys are coming back in. So the beetles are dropped. And so our guys, we want to see this number sustained. We don't want to see this number drop. We want to see the soldiers max go back to 81, and we want to see it or near the top, and it is. So that's how we know where our fight is sustaining and we're doing well. We're waiting for the wolf spiders to come in, and we're just zerging these guys down as they're coming in. Not doing it bad. It's not that bad. See, as they just can't deal with this attack. So we're back to full capacity. We only lost about 200 food so far in this final wave. We're waiting for the final wave of wolf spiders, and we're going to see the Royal Guard show up. So he's going to drop the wolf spiders any second. See, these guys are just trickling in, so they don't do enough to like really make our guys really fall back. So we're able to hold this front line, and these spray attackers are just doing a ton of damage. Here we go. So there's the wolf spiders. You see they just came in.
2, 3.
So we have 20 guys here.
10 wolf spiders. It hardly seems fair.
So the wolf, our queen is under attack now. So the Royal Guard should be spawning. The Royal Guard has been summoned. Okay, let's see if that did anything.
He's in danger. Perhaps I should stop.
Probably not. Oh, the Royal Guard did stop it. Oh, it looks like the Royal Guard did save the day. And we do have our guys spawning here, which are able to kill off all the wolf spiders. So we're able to successfully do it. And that was the major difference. The Royal Guard spawned, and they were able to just destroy these guys. Now we're collecting all the excess food around our queen. The workers are collecting all that excess food. There we go.
Yes, yes.
So the Royal Guard was the deal breaker there.
What's going on here?
Yes, the ants performed excellently against the roofer. They just staved off an attack from 40 roof ants.
40? I think that's enough for now. We don't want to overstress them.
Agreed.
That was very challenging. Okay, we're going to pick up the extra royal jelly again because we don't need any more. Cool. More levels are on the way soon. Additional content as well in other game modes, which is cool. Keep an eye out for social media for new updates. So we should.
No more tests.
So it looks like we can like spawn crabs and more little enemies that if we want to. Now that we've beat the content, we can maybe just drop in. Let's see what happens if we drop a little. Oh, there he goes. There's a. I clicked the wolf.
A wolf spider.
Wolf spider came in. Our food supplies have max. So. Man, look at all the spray hitting that wolf spider. And I have the thing where it instantly does a ton of damage as it hits the wolf spider. Cool. So now we can actually build 150 guys if we wanted to. But, I mean, we basically beat the game. And we got all this extra food out here we can go gather. We're going to just save our thing and wait till the developers actually develop more in this game. My thoughts on the game, pretty cool game. Really interesting. Graphics are not great. But inside this underlay or whatever, they're actually decent. It kind of like Baldur's Gate sort of graphics, I want to say, that whatever engine they're using to add sort of a hyper real. It's hard to describe the graphics, but they're actually decent. But if you actually look at the menu screen, the graphics there are pretty bad. But it's decent, okay? The trick on beating the last boss, I had a hard time with it. And the only way I beat it was I actually was able to buff the queen with the royal guard. As you could tell, the queen was in danger there, but I had all my guys near the top, which were a bunch of tier 3 wolf, or these, the wood ant tanks and the wood ant sprayers. I used the guys with the big splash ones, so they actually, it seems to me like that's the best one, but I read where another guy did it with the fast spraying ones too. So both can work quite well, I'm sure. One's more direct damage, one's more splash damage versus multiple units. If you have your guys away from your tunnel, the fight's much more challenging. You're going to lose more guys as the fight progresses, and you're eventually just going to be pushed down, for instance, my little hallway here, all the way back to the queen, and the guys will be respawning, and you're going to need workers to travel through. While the attack is happening, workers need to go and replace the larvae for hatching. So I think the workers carry larvae until they're maximized. But you need the perks to win against that attack. It's not easy. We're going to save our game and wait till the developers actually make some more content. Hope you enjoyed this video. This game is very challenging in some spots, but it's fun too. And that's what makes the game fun, is if it is just not an easy game, it actually gives you something to look forward to. It is pretty challenging. Let's save our Formicarium. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll continue the video series when the developers come out with some more content. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.